This is the OTP. I'm Amie Wells, joined by Jim Wyatt. Jim, this was a big week of news, so we had to bring in the heavy hitter in the news department. That would be you. Are you happy you have that title?
Yeah, I guess so. It has been a busy week, I will say that.
Yeah, there's for those of you who might not know, if this is your first time engaging with the Tennessee Titans, they have moved on from Brian Callahan as their head coach. Mike McCoy is the interim head coach here for the Tennessee Titans. He will finish out the season leading the team. We know that things like this happen in the NFL. It happens every year. It's happened to the Titans before.
Yes,
This is
yes.
not the first time it's happened in this organization. However, it really feels like it shakes the ground for the entire organization. What have you noticed now that we have gotten through the initial news, some media availabilities, a first day of practice? What have you kind of observed?
Yeah, I mean, that just kind of the way the NFL is life goes on and it keeps on moving and it never stops. Yeah, you have a coaching change in the middle of the season. A lot of these times, most of the time, these happen at the end of the year. And we've still got 11 football games to go, and which is crazy that we're just here in early October with everything that's happened. But you make a change, you put someone else in place. This is Mike McCoy. You had a couple of departures certainly around him. But as far as the football team goes, they've got to get ready to play the Patriots, who are going to come in here and try to embarrass the Titans on Sunday. Watching practice on Wednesday and heading out again today, energy's good. Players ready to play. Everybody liked Brian Callahan. That's from us, from the fellow coaches, obviously, people in management, players. But the team just was not getting it done. And offensively, it's been a struggle. You kind of felt like it was going to happen at some point. It was just a matter of when. And now it's happened, and you try to make the most of this season. And obviously this team's trying to do better in the years to come.
Throughout this organization, or any organization, sometimes you can see this, moves like this creating a spark or kind of maybe catching everybody's attention or providing a wake-up call or rejuvenating something. Is that something that you've noticed, that maybe it feels like everybody is a little sharper because this is something that has happened?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I hate to say that, and then it turn out on show up on Sunday and get beat 40-6. I mean,
Right.
I'd be silly to say that. So yeah, I guess we'll get our answer on Sunday when they kick it off against the Patriots. I mean, I think practice has been good. I think Cam has got the youthful exuberance about him that he always has had since he's been here. I think players in the locker room have acknowledged that things have not been going good and something needed to change. I don't know they necessarily felt like the head coach needed to change, but you got to do something. And so I do think that, just like the Jarvis Brownlee trade a couple of weeks ago, these things are being done to help the football team, whether it's in the present or in the future. And if you don't perform at your job, then there are going to be consequences. And I think everything that's been done, I know there have been a lot of changes around here, since I've been on board. Certainly, this is year 11. You've been here, 15 years. So, when I first started covering this team, Jeff Fisher was the head coach. Floyd Reese was the general manager. Just kind of felt like that's the way it always is in the league. And then I found out after Jeff Fisher and Floyd left that that's not the way it is. And it's not the way it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to have this many changes. But, going from, since I've been here, from Wisenhunt to Malarkey to Vrabel to Brian Callahan and now Mike McCoy as the interim head coach, and then I could go down the same list of GMs. All these things have been done to try to help this team be better, and people are not satisfied, and now you just got to get it right.
One of the things that I think is intriguing about Mike McCoy is that not only does he have head coaching experience, but he also has interim head coaching experience. So he's been in this exact situation before. You have to assume that experience and that knowledge of what to do in this situation was one of the key contributors to him getting this position.
Yeah, no question. And make no mistake that then when this move was made, Mike McCoy was the plan as the interim coach. I know there's been some chatter out there about, the Titans didn't have a plan when they parted ways with Brian Callahan. That's 100% false. Said that before. I know there's some other speculation out there that people inside the building didn't know there was a plan. Do I think that maybe some people around Brian Callahan were not aware
of the plan?
Of the plan, yes. And it's a little sloppy when you're throwing them out there as your source. If they don't know the plan, that doesn't mean there's not a plan. There was a plan. I think we knew from the moment that Brian Callahan was let go who the interim coach was going to be. You've got to have conversations. You've got to get a contract worked out. He just doesn't slide into that job, on the same contract that he had as an assistant coach. So his responsibilities change. Some things have to be done before you can make that announcement. But he was always going to be the interim coach, 100%, no question about it. And because of what you said, he has experience doing it. He had a relationship with Cam Ward. They feel like he's somebody who can help come in and steer this ship where it needs to be. What does that mean moving forward? I guess we'll start to get some answers on Sunday, but I think he's handled this week very well. I was very impressed with him with his press conference that he had on Tuesday. His media availabilities this week have been of a confident guy who knows he has a job to do. He hated to see what happened to Brian Callahan. That's why he came here. But now they've entrusted him to try to make the best of what's, let's face it, is a bad situation. And I think his experience will help.
When you bring Hellman's Creamy Buffalo Chicken Dip to the watch party, you can cheer too loud, or block the TV, or be a couch coach, and no one will eject you from the game. That's a Hail Mayo. Hellman's, the official mayo of the Tennessee Titans. This summer, SeatGeek has your ticket to the best live concerts in Nashville at Nissan Stadium. SeatGeek makes it easy to catch world-conquering tours and high-wattage performances from your favorite artists all summer long. SeatGeek has the best seat, your seat, for an unforgettable summer. From rock royalty to rap superstars, R&B to country, find it all on SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of Nissan Stadium. It's your summer. Make it count. SeatGeek. Hey Titans fans, with a Kroger Boost membership, you'll score big with double fuel points, free delivery, and lots more. Go to Kroger.com/boost for details. Kroger, the official grocer of the Tennessee Titans. Tighten up. Now back to the OTP. I started this podcast by saying that when there's a move like this, it feels like the ground kind of starts shaking, and it feels like Mike McCoy has been able to stop the shaking and kind of get everything back on level ground, and you feel like this team can now go forward with preparing for the New England Patriots.
Yeah, I agree. And, what you're talking about as far as focus and locking in, and I do think, players understand that this is a job and they have a job to do. And if you don't do it well and you don't lock in and you don't prepare, then you're going to get embarrassed. And nobody wants that to happen. It's been a tough enough year as it is at 1-5 and been some pretty lopsided games. But schedule doesn't lighten up. You got the Patriots this week, got the Colts coming up after that. You look at what's on the horizon, and these players want to win. And the fans want to see this team win. And I give credit for the fans for showing up and supporting this team even during some tough times, because there were a lot of fans in Vegas. There were a lot of fans in Arizona. Hopefully there will be some fans show up on Sunday in Titans gear. And it's easy to cheer for a team when things are going great. It's not as easy when they're going like they are right now. I know this team has some loyal fans that support them through the good and the bad.
How important is leadership within the locker room going to be? And I'm even going to go a step further and say leadership from people not named Jeffrey Simmons, because we know what Jeff is going to do.
He's been great. I've watched him since he's been here, and just to see how the impact he has on people around him, especially people on the defensive side of the ball, but offensively too. He tired of losing and tired of being stuck in the situation the team's in right now. He's played on good teams, AFC championship teams and playoff teams. So he wants to get back to that, and he's trying to do his part to push people around him. But, yeah, I think you have to have others step up. I do think this team has some good veteran leaders. Obviously, it's a locker room made up of a lot of young guys, too, who are going through some of this for the first time, including the starting quarterback. But these guys have been leaders. You don't get here to the NFL if you haven't had a presence about you and accountability about you and willingness to work hard. So I think all these guys have what it takes to step up and do better and be better as a unit, and they're gonna have to have their captains and voices speak up and help things in that regard.
Well, and this team is now made up of so many people who were captains at the last place they were, whether it be in the NFL or in college. I mean, this is a team full of leaders. So if this group can't find a way to come together and really work together to get this thing right, and that's what Mike McCoy's been saying from his introductory press conference all the way on, togetherness. That's the only way we can do this.
Yeah, because if you don't have that, then things could really get ugly. I mean, let's face it, this team's made a coaching change in season. There are a lot of question marks about what's going to happen when this season ends. But I can tell you, if you're a player and you want to be here long term, then this is time for you to show it and to improve. And I think you're going to see, guys respond well. And I think as this season goes on, I think you could potentially see some players play that haven't played to this point, and that provides even more maybe excitement.
Oh, absolutely. There's definitely some excitement around some of the people who could be returning to the field, especially one rather large gentleman by the name of T'Vondre Sweat.
Yeah, and I thought he looked good at practice. It's been a tough road for him this year. He did so much to get ready for the season, and then he had stuff with his tonsils in camp and missed a lot of conditioning, and then he came back and got geared up for the season, got hurt, missed a game, thought he was coming back against the Colts, re-injured the ankle, and now he's been put on the shelf for 4 weeks now. So it's still, unfortunately, going to take him a while to get back into a rhythm and get back into good conditioning. But his presence out there should help the defense. It's definitely going to help Jeffrey Simmons. And you watch Jeff and see the attention that he gets, and you would think that would benefit T'Vondre Sweat. I mean, you can't double team everybody, so somebody's going to have a little bit more freedom to go, and I think Sweat probably going to be that guy. He's going to have to prove he can handle it.
Well, shoot, with even all the attention that Jeffrey Simmons has been getting, he still has 4.5 sacks on the season, which is tied for the most amongst defensive tackles in the entire NFL. He has 3 straight games with a sack. I mean, the guy's playing remarkable football, despite the fact that he's the guy that everybody is game planning for.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it is, and he does it in practice too. That's the thing, is he's just relentless with his approach and his attitude, and trying to again inspire people around him. I'm sure it's frustrating for him, and it's got to be frustrating for the defense. This defense has played well enough for the team to win several more games this year, but the offense just hasn't held up its end of the bargain, and these guys are playing a lot of weeks, when they're not getting a lot of help on the other side of the football. And to keep your edge and to keep playing hard in those circumstances is not easy, but should never question his effort.
Let's talk about the Cam Ward of it all, because as you mentioned earlier, Mike McCoy's been working with Cam all season, so there's a familiarity there, there's a consistency there. Cam has been very honest about his frustrations with the way he has been playing, with his frustrations about how this team has been playing. And we saw Jason McCourty talking about how that can actually help a team. Guys respect hearing that from a rookie quarterback. Do you think that part of Cam Ward's leadership skills is that he is going to be honest. And so you're always going to know where you stand with the guy.
Yeah, I mean, you can say the team is blank if you're throwing yourself into that equation. And he's been critical of himself while also trying to hold other guys accountable. And coaches have kind of told it like it is to him too, about he needs to be better, and he knows it. And I think Cam certainly has the talent. He, no question, has the desire. They need to be better around him from a protection standpoint, to players making plays for him. And Cam needs to settle down and be better himself. I mean, the tip ball that resulted in interception on Sunday wasn't his fault necessarily, but I think he's probably got to have a little bit more awareness in that situation into the half, needing a field goal. Don't do anything that's going to take away your chance to score points, and that's what happened. And then he lost the ball on a couple other plays. So technique probably got a little bit sloppy, but it's all part of being an NFL rookie quarterback, and he's just played 6 games. No one thought he was going to step in and just immediately look like Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he was going to go through some ups and downs, and that's kind of what we're seeing. And he didn't, again, step into a great football team. I mean, this is a team that is rebuilding and not there yet, and has some talent to win more games than one after 6, but I think he'll be a part of making this team better moving forward.
Home is at the forefront of all we do. It's why we're so committed to caring for the places and spaces in which we work and live. Ashley, the official furniture provider of the Tennessee Titans. Genesis is the first and only official jeweler of the Titans, having earned that title since 2006. Titans players, coaches, and fans trust Genesis for the absolute best in selection, quality, customer service, and of course, value. For diamonds, engagement rings, designer fashion jewelry, and the largest selection of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in Tennessee, Genesis is the hands-down winner. Genesis Diamonds in Green Hills and Cool Springs, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans.
Jim, would you like a cookie?
I would like a cookie.
Yeah, I kind of felt like maybe you could use a cookie break. Brought to us by our friends over at Christie Cookie, who sent us this new tin. If you're watching on YouTube or on TennesseeTitans.com, you can see it. If you're listening in your car, you can't see it, but it says peace, love, and cookies.
We're
and
already into Christmas.
I know. It has a very holiday, festive feel to it, which I'm personally here for. I'm not big on the Halloween thing, so, like, just shoot me right across over to the holiday season, like ho, 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 you know?
I love me some Halloween, I have to say.
Oh, I don't like, here's the thing, Jim. I don't like costumes. I do not like being scared. I don't really like candy that much. So, like, it's all 3 of the Halloween things. But I will say my children are super into it. So I'm having to lean into the spooky season, if I don't really
What are the
want
costumes going to be this year?
Well, I don't know. So my littlest one is going to be Moana, and that's pretty set in stone. She's pretty excited about that. Oldest was going to be Spider-Man, until she realized that the costume was a commitment. Like, it's a full bodysuit thing. She wasn't really down with that, so we might be pivoting to Tiana from Princess and the Frog.
Okay, that's good.
That might be our pivot here. So, I mean, stay tuned. There's still a lot of time left, and with toddlers, nothing is final until it's final.
Not till sun's starting to go down on the 31st.
Exactly. These are chocolate chunk cookies, by the way, and I'm talking with my mouth full because they're really that good. Super chocolatey. So, if you would like to add chocolate chunk to your Christie Cookies holiday tin for Christmas, if you too want to jettison past Halloween and just get right into the Christmas spirit, ChristieCookie.com is the place to go for that. You can get yourself a tin, fill it with all kinds of cookies. Highly recommend the chocolate chunk. It is quite nice, very satisfying, and just kind of pulling me out of whatever little rut I was in this morning. This is nice. I'll take this. So, ChristieCookie.com. Thanks for the cookies, Christie Cookie. Jimmy, the Patriots are coming to town. And we know that is intriguing to people for a lot of reasons, mainly because of a certain head coach. But I kind of want to talk about the matchup specifically because the Patriots are really kind of finding their groove, and it feels like they are going to be a tough competitor. What do you expect to see out of this team on Sunday?
You talking about the Patriots team or
Out
the
of the
Titans
Patriots
team? Yeah.
team. Nope, the Patriots team. We're
Team
moving
that,
on.
yeah, but, knowing their head coach and the way he wants his teams to play and the way they've played this season, I expect them to come in here feeling really good about themselves. They've been good. Their win against Buffalo, very impressive. They've got a great young quarterback in Drake May, who I've been very impressed with. And then just the way they play hard, and they believe that they can win. And so we'll get to see some familiar faces on Sunday, but we're certainly familiar with the style that Mike Vrabel coach teams play with.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that they are doing anything to adjust their game plan given the news within the Tennessee Titans organization this week?
I don't. I mean, they don't really know what to expect, and the reality is, how much can you change in a week?
Fair.
Because if you try to change too much, it's gonna make things too difficult for Cam Ward and for the offense. I mean, I think it would be a process. Could you see some alterations and different approach and play calling and how aggressive you are? Yeah, but it's not going to be like this team's going to come in and switch to a completely different style offense and to try to catch the Patriots off guard. I think they probably have a pretty good idea of what Titans are about based on what they've seen on film for the first 6 weeks of the season, and based on what they've seen, they probably think they can come in here and win this game pretty handily. And so the Titans have got to figure out a way to change the results and to kind of change the perception that people have of them across the league. And based on what we've seen so far, this is the Titans the lowest scoring team in the NFL, last in yards, last in I think third downs. I was looking at some of these stats the other day. It hasn't been pretty, and so the Titans have to be a lot more productive offensively to win some games down the stretch. I think the defense has played hard and given this team a chance again, but it's got to be more of a complete effort. And Mike McCoy's talked all about complementary football and not making mistakes, and I think that's the key for the Titans is they've got to play more complete games.
Absolutely. And that leads us to the Little Caesars Real Deal matchup of the game with our very own Keith Bulluck.
Here's the deal. Coming at it a little different this week because this week has been a little different. The matchup I'm looking forward to see is the Tennessee Titans versus everybody. Yes, the New England Patriots are coming to town. Former coach Mike Vrabel, they have some momentum going, but that's not what it's about. I think this week it's about the Titans turning a page, starting new, and rallying together as a team against the New England Patriots to get a win this week at home.
Titans fans, get 15% off your Little Caesars order of $15 or more at participating stores using code TITANS15 at checkout. That excludes taxes and other fees. Of course, pizza. Jim Wyatt, Titans versus everybody is what Keith Bulluck said. Do you agree that is the matchup of the week, or is there something a little bit more specific that really catches your eye?
Yeah, as far as Sunday, I think again, I don't know that I'm looking for a specific matchup. The biggest challenge is getting some pressure on May, and getting them in longer down and distance situations. But I think if you're the Titans, I think what you're looking for is just to see this team come out and play some inspired football. I think that game on Sunday was a massive disappointment for everybody because you were coming off a win in Arizona the week before, and expect to see the team build on that momentum, and then you go 3 and out with 3 straight running plays to start the game. You don't score a point until the game's kind of out of control, and never felt like the Titans were in it. So, I mean, I think what Titans fans want to see on Sunday is a team that shows up, ready to play, aggressive, scoring points, playing with some energy, and making this a football game instead of a yawner. And so I think that's what you're looking for. Patriots are talented, and they've been better than a lot of people thought they would be at this stage of the season. But I think this is all about the Titans and how the Titans show up and play, and whether they're capable of playing some inspired football with the new head coach.
The Titans take on the New England Patriots this Sunday. Kickoff for that game is at noon. It's at Nissan Stadium. The Titans haven't been home in what feels like an eternity. Jim, how excited are you that your commute to Nissan Stadium is substantially shorter than your commute to, say, Las Vegas?
I know. It has been quite a haul. You're right. Houston, Arizona, Vegas, back to back to back. Last time was September the 21st against the Colts. It seemed like forever ago.
We were whole different people back then,
yes,
Jim.
I know.
We really were.
We were eating macadamia nut cookies back then, I guess. Probably not these chocolate chunks. So we weren't talking about Halloween back then either. So,
nope.
So yeah, it'll be good to be back home, go on the road again next weekend, but then we'll be home for the next 3 home games with the bye sandwiched in between. So for the next 5 at home, a chance to kind of try to get a little bit of momentum, win some games, but it all starts on Sunday with the Patriots coming to town.
Absolutely. If you're heading out to Nissan Stadium, one thing you should know, it is the Titans Crucial Catch game. So Crucial Catch is a campaign that you see every year. The league really leans into it. It's supports everything from cancer survivors to people who are actively going through treatment and recovery, to those people who support people who have cancer and are dealing with whatever form of cancer that may be. The Titans are doing all kinds of things this week in honor of Crucial Catch Week. They are serving everybody from kids who are struggling with pediatric cancer to nurses to doctors they are all over the place. So that will definitely be something that you will see this week in the form of merchandise and insignia and different activations. Crucial Catch, every year it feels like it just gets bigger and bigger, but the amount of awareness that it raises and its promotion, especially for like screening and things, huge.
Yes, and you see people walk around the buildings with kind of the I Play For shirts, and which is great, bringing awareness to their loved ones who are dealing with cancer, who have dealt with cancer, they've lost to cancer, and certainly is a moment of reflection for those people. I think about Terrell Williams, former Titans assistant who's with the Patriots, who had to step away because of his own battle with cancer. Think about him, during a week like this too, because he's such a great guy. So it affects so many people, and it's nice to bring awareness and spread messaging to help other people down the road.
100%. So anyway, that is something that you will notice, no doubt, when you come out to Nissan Stadium this Sunday. Again, kickoff for that game is at noon. Titans Radio will be on the air at 11 with, what is it called? Titans Countdown? Kickoff Countdown? With the pregame show. You don't want to miss it. We'll all be there getting ready for the Titans taking on the New England Patriots. Jim Wyatt, thanks for coming to hang out with me for a little bit.
I appreciate you having me in. I appreciate the cookie.
I'm telling you, big news weeks. We got to bring in our heavy hitters, and that is Jim Wyatt, the man with all the news. Make sure that you are reading all of his articles on TennesseeTitans.com. He will keep you in the loop. All of those things are there. And following him on the social medias at J Wyatt Sports. He's got everything you need. And some entertainment. You're very entertaining,
I hope
Jim.
so. Try to be.
He's very punny, guys. He's great with the dad jokes. For Jim Wyatt, I am Amie Wells. Thank you for listening or watching this edition of the OTP.